All right, guys, so today this hog is going back in that hog. Not a whole lot to it, pretty standard stuff. This is the Boost Brothers bell housing, and then we're using the Boost Brothers engine mounts for the subframe bolts up there. Everything else is ready to go. Got my full wiring harness here from the Max ECU Pro. Battery connections, breather connections, power steering connections, coolant connections. Pretty straightforward. So I think I'm just gonna do kind of a time lapse of getting this thing in here, and we'll kind of show you specifics on the process along the way. Hopefully we can get this car running in the next few days. All right, so I lifted my hydraulic table all the way up, and I got a measurement to this subframe mounts here, and I made the car, lifted it up on the lift just below that so that my subframe mounts up here were just below that height. So the car's as high as it can be with the table still being able to get the engine up in there. So this table, I think I got it from Home Depot online, about $1,000, worth every penny, because it just makes this job super easy if you're doing a subframe out kind of work like this. Highly recommend. Anyway, let's get after this. Okay, so the engine is in the car. It's kind of loosely in currently. I just have like the rear subframe bolts in up here, but the bell housing is on, completely bolted up. That's a real pain in the butt because there's a lot of ancillary stuff that's really tied up against the firewall there. Sensors and things that you have to kind of plug in while you're putting the engine in because they're really hard to get to once it's in. And then some of the bolts on here are fun. There's one hiding in the starter hole here. There's one right up there, and then there's another one way up here. I can barely touch it with my fingers. So super long extensions coming down under the car, get those tight. But other than that, it's in loosely. We just have to finish bolting up the subframe and start plugging in the whole wiring harness and hooking up all the hoses and stuff. And then we can get the radiator and intercooler in the front here. So keep going on that. All right, so we got everything kind of in. Need to put the downpipe back on. Got the starter in. All the wiring harness is hooked up except for this fan control up in the front. I need to kind of zip tie some stuff up still, but it's all in. Subframe's in. The front sway bar mounts are in. Basically, the engine is in and solid. So we gotta put the exhaust on, and we gotta get the radiator and intercooler up in here. This setup over here. So this rear one's the radiator, front one's the intercooler. The hood actually has a vent in it that pulls from between the two. So we get nice, good airflow through the intercooler, and then the fan is used to continue airflow through the radiator. Works pretty well that way. Car never has heating issues even when driven spiritedly. So that gets attached to this little subframe I made, this aluminum piece here. That's what holds it up in there. And then the top little rubber bushings there, those go up into this strut tower bar that I made, and they sit right in those two little eyelets. It's a solid setup. So we're gonna get that in here, and then we'll go from there. Well, I forgot to hit record on the time lapse of putting the radiator and intercooler in, but there they are. So that's the upper mounts there. Intercooler in the front, radiator in the back. You can see about how much room we have there. We still have all this ancillary stuff to hook up. So radiator lines, charge piping, throttle body. There's a plate that goes here that intersects with the hood vent. So here's the underside of the car. This is power steering, this small line here. This one is crankcase breather. These ones are both going to the oil cooler. We've got our fan control here, needs to be hooked up still. You can see the bottom side of the radiator mounts here. So I made this little kind of subframe for the radiator that bolts up to the factory holes here, and then has these factory little grommets or rubber mounts from the factory radiator system, and I reused them for this setup. This also has a mount for the oil cooler built into it, and then these are threaded for the flat bottom that goes underneath the bottom of the car for aerodynamics. basically all the main stuff in. We still have to put the charge pipes and stuff on, which are all over here. Oil cooler, intake stuff, charge pipes, radiator lines. These are the hard lines for the breather vents. Throttle body over there. Downpipe, exhaust is over there somewhere. Got to get it clean because it had oil all over it. Some suspension bits. This is that hood vent. So this pulls air out the hood from between the intercooler and the radiator. So we're making sure we're getting nice, good airflow through the intercooler. This thing's coming together. Next we'll be finishing hooking up all the little lines and things and getting fluids in it and getting it started. All right guys, so the table is basically empty except for that battery. Car is completely together. Looks pretty damn nice. So here's the underside of the car. Got the exhaust on, got this exhaust hanger fixed. We got this wheel speed sensor fixed. Downpipe is on. Fan controls hooked up. All the charge piping's on. The alpha locks. We've already gotten coolant in the car. Vacuum filled it. All the suspension's on the car. Control arms, everything's hooked up. Except for the one broken sway bar mount that I think it broke probably when his suspension broke. But all that's getting redone by whoever he's taking the car to. I'm not even sure. But it'll be back after that for tuning. But yeah, everything's together and ready to go. Like I said, all fluids are in the car. Got engine oil in it, power steering fluid. We vacuum filled the coolant, so that should be pretty good. Probably have to top everything off once it runs a little bit, but we need to get this fresh battery in here and then see if this thing will start up. All right, so I got the new battery in. Everything should be ready to go. Let's see if this thing will start up. Is the alternator flyer fucking hooked up? All right, so a little bit of a mishap here. Forgot to hook the charging cable up to the back of the alternator, so it's arcing on something. Got the battery unhooked, and we're gonna fix that, but it runs. Well, guys, it runs, but we had the battery issue. Got that fixed. I also had a couple oil leaks. This front cover here was leaking down here at the bottom where the girdle is, so we had to pull all this apart and reseal it. So we just got that done. But this fitting here on the oil cooler is leaking. So we're gonna have to get some new fittings. So I got those ordered, but they won't be here till tomorrow. Besides that, she's running, looking good. All right guys, so it's been a few days, but we did get the Porsche all buttoned up and finished. We got new fittings on that oil cooler. We got all the oil leaks sorted and figured out. So this thing is ready to get back on its wheels, back on the ground, so that Bafa can come get it and take it down south and get all the suspension work done. It's gonna be going away from here for a while, which I'm kind of glad, but it will be back for more tuning. Problem is, I sold my dyno. So we've got another project that we need to get finished up before this car comes back. And I also need to make a video introducing you guys to Austin. Austin is my new employee. He's killing it, and I think he's gonna be really good for LPS. So we'll be introducing you guys to him shortly. So here is the project we need to finish before this Porsche comes back. So I sold my Dyno Dynamics dyno before I moved the shop up here to Spokane. I just didn't use it that much to justify what I had into it. I didn't want to move it, and I got just about what I paid for it after owning it for 15 years. So it was hard to say no to getting rid of it. And at the same time, my scrapyard guy called me with this deal. So this is a Superflow chassis dyno that was accessed by some big company, just taken to scrap. And I picked up all this hardware for 400 bucks. The problem is it doesn't have a controller. So we have to do kind of a build out on this thing with a new controller and find a place to put it and maybe build some ramps for it and things like that so that we can use it for tuning here when the Porsche comes back. So look for that in an upcoming video. We'll be doing a build on that and kind of showing you how we get that up and going. I've already got it pretty much figured out using the Your Dyno hardware and software. So that should be pretty straightforward. What's not straightforward is where to put the thing. So I got to figure that out. So we'll be covering that soon and we'll be introducing you to Austin. But that's about it for today, guys. This Porsche is out of here, out of my hair for a while, and I'm gonna have the lift open back up, which I'm pretty excited about. So hopefully we can get after some of these personal projects and maybe we'll do some videos on those as well. But I also have some really cool machining stuff coming up here. So if you're into that, stay tuned also, and we'll see you guys in the next video.